Welcome everybody to our May spring concert in 2020. We are here with myself, Jaden Witherspoon, and we also have with us Rob Hendricks and Ray Masters.
Thanks for doing this, Jaden.
No problem. I got all the time in the world.
So what's a spring concert 2019-2020 looking like, Jaden?
This concert is here on WJEL 89.3 The Jam, and today we have Ethan Solomon with his song Third World Countries to start us off.
Let's go. I've been across the world and I'm back. I saw a lot of good and I saw a lot of trash. A couple little countries that are stuck up in the past. I got a couple words if you really feel sad. For a quote, third world country, no such thing. There's only one earth, don't try and reboot me. I once met a man, I thought he knew nothing. Showed him pictures of Paris, he started rubbing his head like, what's the importance? I knew right then that I could be remorseful. Cause I got dreams and he got dreams, one difference. The difference is the fact that they differ. The purpose of life is to fulfill it. The man that I met was born up in the village, across the Himalayas. He and his family were very ambitious. The bigger that the fun, the bigger the charm. They grind for chickens and goats, I grind for riches and boats. I grind for riches and coats, keeping me warm through the cold. I got wool around my body, keeping me warm through the snow. Got my girl that Louis jacket, said she wanted to roll. Ungratefulness, baby, yeah, you really gotta know. I said, baby, gotta know that I've been through all this pain, yeah, it's really cold. Got my baby that dishonest, said she want it all. I can't do this no more, I can't do this no more. I've been across the world and I'm back. I saw a lot of good and I saw a lot of trash. A couple little countries that are stuck up in the past. I got a couple words if you really feel sad. For a quote, third world country, no such thing. There's only one earth, don't try and reboot me. I once met a man, I thought he knew nothing. Showed him pictures of Paris, he started rubbing his head like, what's the importance? I knew right then that I could be remorseful. Cause I got dreams and he got dreams, one difference. The difference is the fact that they differ. The purpose of life is to fulfill it. The man that I met was born up in the village, across the Himalayas. He and his family were very ambitious. The bigger that the fun, the bigger the charm. They grind for chickens and goats, I grind for riches and boats. Yeah. Gotta grind for everything you get in life, no matter what. Not everything's gonna come naturally. You gotta grind for it, and it's gonna come your way. You can't wish for something. You can't wish for an ability that you already have. You just gotta use that ability to the best power.
All right, that was Third World Countries by Ethan Solomon. That's a very, very upbeat song, very positive message. Yeah.
What do you have to say about Ethan as a student there, Mr. Hendricks?
Well, yeah, I got to tell you, Ethan is he is a deep dude. Okay, I mean, he really is. He's ridiculously passionate about this. Writes lyrics all the time. Doesn't like making beats. I kept pushing him. You want to produce your own stuff. He doesn't have the patience for that. But he's a really good writer, a passionate guy. I'll tell you, early in the school year, I was impressed. Somewhere in maybe October, he put together a whole concert that he and some buddies did on the west side of town. Rented out the venue, put stuff online, sold tickets, sold out. I don't know how many it was. I think it was like 150 people that came, and he performed all of his stuff. So he's that kind of guy. I think, you know, the kind of people that tend to make it in music are the people that can't live without it. You know, they can't help but do it. And Ethan's one of those kind of guys.
Yeah, definitely. I've known Ethan. I've had classes with him at North Central, and he's very quiet. You wouldn't expect such passion out of someone who's so quiet and withheld, but that kind of just lets you know that he has a lot on his mind and a lot that he's thinking about, which pours into his music. And this was a pretty strong example because, you know, it's dealing with the subject third world countries and how you can kind of get a different perspective when you see those third world countries and how it reflects on your life. So yeah, it's very, very positive. Welcome back to WJEL 89.3, the Jam. Today, okay.
Right, keep going.
I forgot what I was going to say. All right. So next up, we have one of our seniors who is in the music and sound production class. And this is a class that you guys can take. It's at JEL. It's here. It provides great resources to do everything that you want. You have everything available to you, and the teachers are very helpful. Mr. Masterson and Hendricks here. All right, so next up, one of our seniors, Kat Moore, performing Let's Go to Narnia.
I know it's not just gonna be okay. I know there's not a whole lot else to say. And apologies only held for so long. So now I think it's a good time for me to say, I know I don't show it well, but I trust you more than I've ever trusted anyone. I know I say this one a lot. I love you more than I ever thought was possible. I wanna give you the world and everything in it, but I don't have the money all the time. So I guess all I can do is rhyme. I hurt you bad this time, broke your heart and broke your dream. I hurt you bad this time, I know it'll take you some time to forgive me. I don't even really expect you to. I know how much this means to you, but if you listen to me now, I think the song might help you out. Let's just go to Narnia. I wanna break out of this broken city where nobody cares who we are. Nobody will care if we're here or we're not. All that matters to me is I love you unconditionally. And if you think you still love me too, let's go to Narnia. Don't expect this song to fix everything. I know that would be crazy if I did, but when you said I could make it up to you, we both share this love for music. I know you might think me a Eustace. I've scrubbed your heart across the floor. I know you say anger only hurts you, but you don't strike me as a white witch. If references don't strike your fancy, I admit it's been a while since I read those books. I know we both love magic, and I'm calling you like Prince Caspian. I hurt you bad this time, broke your heart and broke your dream. I hurt you bad this time, I don't expect you to forgive me, but I know we both wanna be okay. I know we both wanna be together. I love you more than I can say, and I just want to fix what I've broken. Let's just go to Narnia. I wanna break out of this broken city where nobody cares who we are. Nobody will care if we're here or we're not. All that matters to me is I love you unconditionally. And if you think you love me too, let's go to Narnia. Sometimes I'm scared I'll never be happy again. I'm scared I'll lose my greatest source of love and goodness. I know I haven't treated you right, and I know I've made plenty of excuses. Our timeline's broke like the horse and his boy. Our destiny is intertwined like Aslan's mane. Our emotions are imposing like the silver chair, and there's so much pain you think the pevensies are gone. Let's just go to Narnia. I wanna break out of this broken city where nobody cares who we are. Nobody will care if we're here or we're not. All that matters to me is I love you unconditionally. And if you think you still love me too, let's go to Narnia. Let's just go to Narnia. You can be the queen and I'll be your suitor, where everybody cares who we are, where there's prosperity and happiness to spare. All that matters to me is I love you unconditionally, and that's never ever gonna change. Will you come to Narnia?
All right, that was Let's Go to Narnia by Kat Moore. And Mr. Hendricks, she's in your class. What do you think of Kat?
Kat was a joy to have around this year. She's one of those just talented musical people that, you know, she's been in multiple choirs at North Central, and she was going to go to Belmont University. And when I talked to her a while back, she's kind of changed courses. She's decided she's going to go to Purdue and major in linguistics. So I think, you know, music will always be a part of her life, but I think she was thinking more about her future and a career and, you know, where she can get a paycheck. And so, yeah, linguistics for Kat, but good girl, great tone to her voice, and smart person.
Jaden's mic has been cut. We can't hear a thing you're saying, Jaden. Appreciate you muting your mic during the song, but you had a thought?
I didn't realize. So being in the theater community, I've worked with Kat, and she's a great performer, very, very energetic. This is a mellow song, but she is very energetic. It's gonna be one of those seniors that is, you know, you're sad to see them go, but you're happy for them. So all the seniors, thanks for your hard work, and sorry you didn't get a ceremony, but hey, you made it. So here with us we have Griffin. Griffin, you made a song called Warentine. Tell us a little about it.
So I always had an ambition to write like a big epic war song. And I finally, quarantine gave me the time and the resources to be able to hunker down and just sit down and power through that. Took me about a week. I could probably improve some things now that I've took some time away from it, but I'm really proud of it. It's my favorite thing that I've ever written, mostly because it's so in depth, and it's a 3-part epic, in my opinion. It starts with like a big fanfare and into the battle, and then in the second part, which is very clear, you'll see is like the after the battle somber, people grieving those that they've lost. And then the third part is the rebuilding and the resurgence, and we finally move into like a major key as like a hopeful future.
Nice. Sounds
Yeah.
very complex and very well thought through, as quarantine gives you the time to do so. So let's get into it and let's listen to Warentine.
Griffin, that was a pretty epic. I don't typically get to many war epics in my class. What'd you use to make that with?
I used a program called MuseScore 3. It's basically, it gives you a empty sheet music file, and you can edit the instruments and the sound fonts within it. But basically, you're just writing sheet music as opposed to a MIDI score.
Do you do that with MIDI or do you do it with mouse?
Mouse.
Cool.
I think they have a MIDI input, but I haven't used that, mostly because I don't have any access to that. So I just use my mouse and keyboard for everything.
Guys, I'm curious. Are you guys curious? Why the war theme? Why has that been something that you've wanted to do?
I always have a fascination with massive, in-depth orchestral music. Specifically, like the biggest influence is probably Star Wars, which is, I mean, super cliche, but I mean the way that John Williams always institutes themes and various voices throughout his compositions is masterful, and I've always wanted to do my own take on that.
It's interesting that you said that, just because when I was listening to it, it reminded me of an old, what is it, N64 Star Wars game that I used to play, and the music sounds amazing, and it's just it took me back to playing that game, and so it's interesting that you said Star Wars, because that's exactly what I kind of picked up. Is that old classic Star Wars music.
Jaden, I've got to show you something. I actually took this song from Griffin and I edited together a little bit of video. Take a look at what I put together.
Oh, yeah. You said N64 and I immediately thought of what you put together.
Yeah, look at this. I found an old, I don't know if it was Atari or what, but it was a mid-'80s video game gameplay video, and I just put Griffin's music to it, and it works perfectly. So Griffin.
Yeah.
Congratulations, by the way, Griffin finished first place in the State Indiana Association of School Broadcasters Award for Sound Design this year, along with Elijah Windle.
Yep.
Hey, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
And welcome back to the WJEL Spring Concert 2019-2020 Corona Fest edition. I'm here with Braeden James. Braeden, welcome.
Hey, nice to be here.
So we've given us 2 songs for the concert. Why don't you walk us through your drum solo first? You're a pretty accomplished percussionist, so tell us what this drum solo is all about.
So it was roughly a minute of just some improv that I was doing under a pretty basic, just like samba foot pattern. And so I kind of took in some sort of Latin and jazz elements, and then tried to make a little bit more of like a melodic and sort of interesting drum pattern out of it.
Okay. So do you have an official name for the piece, or is it just Braeden Drum Solo?
We'll just call it Braeden Drum Solo for now. I haven't gotten around to giving it a name yet.
All right, so let's hear Braeden Drum Solo, Spring Concert 2019-2020. noticed that you had something looked like felt or something taped to your snare head there. What was that between where you're hitting and the microphone?
Oh, so that's called they call it a big fat snare drum. It's basically just like a thin plastic sheet that the company makes, which sort of mutes and dampens the snare drum, which makes it a little quieter and a lot fatter. And it's a sound that for stuff like that is typically pretty desirable, at least in my personal opinion.
Yeah, snare can really overpower if you let it.
For sure, yeah.
All right, so very important announcement. Listen up. Food pickup during the summer. It is available to you. It is going to be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. every Monday, except Memorial Day weekend, which is on a Tuesday. All right. So now that we have that cleared and out of the way, food pickup through the summer, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. every Monday. We have that cleared. Next up, we have Angelo Ridley with his song Paradise Avenger. that was Angelo Ridley with Paradise Avenger. Very, very decent. Put hard work into that, and it was a great listen.
We both had him this year, didn't we, Ray?
Yeah, he started off in my media arts class for about a month, and then he decided that music sound production was the way he wanted to go. Sounds like he did pretty good work in your class.
Yeah, he really did. What's cool about Angelo is he wanted to keep progressing. So he just moved forward and got better and better and better using MIDI instruments. And he would sit in the studio for hours and get on a roll. And seeing him progress through the time that I had him in class was pretty awesome. He did a great job, and he'll be back with us next year. And I look forward to do some great things.
Welcome back to WJEL 89.3 The Jam. Next up, we have another instrumental. And this one is going to be by Sammy Roark. All right, so you just heard a track from Sammy Roark, very well produced. Tell us about Sammy Roark, Mr. Hendricks.
Well, Sammy's a good guy. He's in the North Central Orchestra and talented musically. As a matter of fact, he got accepted to Ball State. So he's going to be going to the music media production school at Ball State next year after graduating from North Central. Nice kid, fun kid. Talented, was in the jazz band. So I think he has a bright future in music ahead if he sticks on that path.
All right, thank you. Next up on our concert, we have David Mims with his song Hit.
That was
And
David
that was
Mims.
David Mims.
Jaden wanted to take it.
No, if you want to do it, you can.
No, good.
All right, that was David Mims' hit song "Hit."
I think it's going to be a hit, huh?
I think it's going to be a hit.
By definition.
By definition, it is already a hit. It's in the title.
Mr. Masterson, David's one of those guys that's going to be back with us again next year, junior at North Central. No, sophomore. He'll be a junior. And
Wow.
Cool thing about David is I wonder if David does anything else other than make beats. You know, I mean, he loves it. And I think that's all he does at home. Obviously, it's not all he does, but he's incredibly passionate about his music making. And he came in already being able to do some good stuff. And just to watch him progress throughout the school year was a real joy. I think he's got a future because he sure has the drive to produce.
And I would say, if you're listening to this and you are a high school student, get in touch with your counselor about signing up for music and sound production at JEL, because if you get in trouble for making beats in class and all your other classes, you won't get in trouble in music and sound production for making beats in your class. That's what we do in music and sound production.
Are we not the noisiest classes in the whole school district?
I'm forever apologizing to my neighbors. Jaden, you were right there on that separating wall between us and graphic design, weren't you? I think
Yes, I
was. A couple of times.
I worked. I worked in a booth very close to our neighbors, and yeah, I can vouch for that. We are very loud.
Welcome back once again. You are listening to WJEL Spring Concert 2019-2020 Corona Fest edition. We're calling it. Duncan Kane joins me now. Your song is next, Duncan. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your song, Bambi?
This is a cover of my favorite band, Hippocampus. I recorded all individual parts myself and produced them in about 3 days, I think. And then the weekend of that week, I recorded myself playing each instrument and edited all together.
Cool. So let's take a listen. This is Duncan Kane with Bambi, originally done by Hippocampus.
I'll be making my own way now. I'll be making my own way now to where I've got to be. Wait and see. I'll be making my own way now. I'll be making my own way now to where I've got to be. Wait and see. I'll be making my own way. I'll be taking my own way now to where I've got to be. Wait and see. I'll be making my own way. I'll be making my own way now to where I've got to be.
Solid effort. Very nice mix there. I could hear everything clean and clear, and that is a lot of instruments you had going on there. What's your secret to getting a good mix like that?
Oh, dude. I tend to mix bass really high, so keeping bass under control and nice and focus, and then panning both guitars to either side really helped like clear the way for like all the instruments to be heard really well, I think.
Really nice one. One
Thank you.
other thing I noticed is in the background the snare head and tom heads of days past. I like the trophies on the wall, kind of showing all the work practice that goes into getting as good as you are. It really does take a lot of practice, and I can tell that.
Yeah, I call it the graveyard. Oh man.
Right. Well, Duncan Kane headed to IU in the fall, I believe, right? At least virtually, probably to start with.
Jacob School of Music.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy graduation. Wish we could do something a little less virtual for your graduation-wise, but
if only.
Excellent work in my class, and great song.
Thank you so much.
All right, so next up, we have another song by Kat Moore. This one is Daisy Eyes.
When I see my girl through my cell phone screen, she's got this way about her, makes me wanna scream. Call me when you wake up, whether it's noon or 5. I'm absolutely smitten, even when she cries. Green, blue make an ocean, gray and blue make a storm, gray and clear make diamonds, green and clear emeralds. But she's just got the former, and she looks at me like that, the pollinated center. I never wanna go back. When it rains on those eyes, I don't know if I'm surprised, but I know that I love her so. And then the night's getting dark, so you know we'll have to part, but you know that I love you so. When my girl smiles, the whole world smiles too. She shines like the sun, her eyes in full bloom. But she picked me, for what reason I don't know. Feels like sunlight everywhere, and I'll never let her go. She doesn't know she's something special, she doesn't think of her like me. I tell her every chance I'm given that she's everything to me. Convention tells her everything is wrong, but those who matter all agree. She tells me that I smell like roses, I say her eyes are like daisies. When it rains on those eyes, I don't know if I'm surprised, but I know that I love her so. And the night's getting dark, so you know we'll have to part, but you know that I love you so. you when there's nothing left for you. Talk about April showers, this garden's gonna bloom. I tell her she's my everything, hopefully the clouds leave room. 'Cause I'm never deterred by the floods and the debris. I know I can't always expect the path to lead to me. She knows what's best for her, and she's told me what it is. If I can do and see and hear, I'll be an active audience when it rains on those eyes. I don't know if I'm surprised, but I know that I love her so. And the night's getting dark, so you know we'll have to part. But you know that I love you so. When it storms on this house, I don't know if we'll make it out, but I know that I love her so. And the nights get so dark, I know someday we'll have to part, but I'll always be hers. I'll always be hers. I'll always be hers. Because I love her so.
All right. Next song in our May concert lineup, we have an instrumental from Ryan Gage. And that was an instrumental from Ryan Gage.
Yeah, Ryan's another junior Ray that Mr. Masterson will be with us again next year. And when he's not pitching baseball, which, again, another thing that got canceled this year, he's on the North Central baseball team and one of their starting pitchers. But he really grew into this year. It was fun watching him progress. He got really good at Pro Tools and creating things. And then just before we had to leave school, he got into Ableton. I showed him some basics in Ableton, and now the guy, I think he owns Ableton at home, and he's been able to use that to make beats. I'm pretty sure that's what he used to make this one that we just heard. So he's really got a good producer's mind. He's got a good feel for how a track should flow and the instrumentation for it. So I think he's going to be really good next year as he continues to progress.
You are listening to WJEL Spring Concert 2019-2020 Corona Fest edition. I am Mr. Masterson. This is Braeden James. Braeden, you did turn in 2 songs for this concert, and I felt obliged to include both of them on this concert. Why don't you introduce this song? This is a personal favorite of mine. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the song we're about to hear?
So this is a cover of a song off of Green Day's album Dookie called "Welcome to Paradise." I was a huge fan of Green Day as a kid. Loved the sound and the energy. But more recently, my tastes in punk have gone more into like the hardcore scene, stuff like Dead Kennedys, Agent Orange, that sort of area. And so I decided to relive my past a little bit and record a significantly faster version of "Welcome to Paradise" by Green Day, where I play all the instruments and my good friend Elijah, and of course my wonderful mentor Mr. Masterson do the vocals.
So tell us like how this song is different. It's faster, of course, but that's not the only thing that makes it different. Like, well, what is different about this version?
It's significantly more lo-fi. I would say just recording quality, like as much as I'm a nerd for hi-fi audio, it doesn't get nearly as pristine as that record here. It's a lot faster, a lot more aggressive. Tones are significantly worse across the board. So yeah.
So let's listen to "Welcome to Paradise" by Braeden James, Elijah Windle, and I kind of screech in the background a little bit. Or moan. I guess I moan in the background a little bit. All right.
That's the best part.
"Welcome to Paradise." No. That's the thing of beauty.
It's a lot of fun.
I saw you react there when he threw in that grunt at the very end. He took it a direction I never would have, but that's the genius of Elijah Windle.
Gotta love him. Gotta love him.
All right, well, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done this school year in my class, and can't wait to see what is coming from you in the future. Why don't you give us a plug for your recording business real quick?
Howdy. So I own a recording studio. That's actually where I'm at right now. It's Gorgeous Records LLC. You can find us at gorgeous-records.com, or I believe it's gorgeous_records on Instagram. We make recording, like good quality recording, really affordable for, teens like me and like my business partner, who were never able to go to those big studios and record our stuff in a super hi-fi setting, which makes stuff accessible.
You heard it straight from the CEO, folks. Braeden James, he is somebody now. He'll be somebody you've heard of in a couple of years. Thanks again, Braeden. I was calling you Jaden. Braeden.
All right, everybody. This is our last song. You're listening here, WJEL 89.3, The Jam. Last song, very important. We have Hene, but it's not just Hene. It's Hene and his family performing a song. So let's get into this and let's see what he gets.
Masa
passage of Puissy.
That was beautiful. Jaden, your mic's off. So I'll just talk about how right now there's nothing more important than family with everything everybody's going through. Wouldn't you say so, Jaden?
Definitely. And I think that can be heartwarming for everyone to see a family coming together and just enjoying their time with one another and doing what they love to do and just being with one another. I think we really need to rely on those who are closest to us during this time. We know that we have friends throughout, but if we have any family at home, I think we need to show love to them and really stick with them during this time. So we definitely want to thank Hene and his family for giving us such a heartwarming experience. And it's a great way to end our show. And we want to thank Hene, his family, and we want to thank everyone who participated in this concert here at WJEL 89.3 The Jam, because what would we do without music? We're here in quarantine, nothing else to do. Music is going to get us through. Family's going to get us through. I mean, there's just a lot of things that we're going to need to rely on. So we appreciate everyone who participated and gave us this concert with wonderful music.
I couldn't agree more. I'd like to say a couple of things also. Yeah, if you feel bad right now, listen to music. It may sound stupid, but listen to music. It'll make you feel better. I guarantee you. And thank you, Jaden, for doing an awesome job for stepping up and doing this in a kind of unprecedented way. We never practiced this. We didn't have much time to prepare, and you just kind of plopped in front of your camera and made it happen. I mean, good job.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for putting all this together. I mean, it's great for everyone to see.
Yeah, this has been Spring Concert 2019-2020 Corona Fest edition. Thanks for listening, everybody.
All right. That's it.